Music Guru here, asking you to help us on our march to 10,000 subscribers. I have been long on record as saying that one of the things that makes ACDC such a great heavy rock band is the fact that they never do ballads. They never do traditional love songs. Now, stop a minute before you start judging me, because I love ballads and I love love songs. But I like the fact that ACDC kind of avoids doing those because it gives them a unique stamp in the heavy rock world. They've never done a power ballad. They've never written a traditional love song. But they do actually have a very meaningful love song, but it's not a traditional one. And if someone didn't point out to you that it's a love song, you might not actually realize it. And once you know that it is, in fact, a very deep and passionate love song, it changes the way that you look at the music and the lyrics. I'm going to tell you what that song is in just a second. But first, I want to point out that the reason the song is so important is because it touches on one of the cornerstones of ACDC's creative DNA. It touches on one of the most important aspects of what ACDC did as a band to cement themselves as one of the best-selling bands in history, if not the highest selling hard rock band in history. Now, not too long ago, I did a video on Bryan Adams and his song, Everything I Do It For You. Now, this is a traditional love song, and it is in fact one of the highest selling, highest charting, most enduring singles in the history of music. It actually outsells AC/DC just by a touch. And in that song, the love song elements are really the beginning and end of the story. It's a traditional love song, but the presentation of the song, the video that went with it, the arrangement, and the entire image of Bryan Adams were very down to earth. They were very everyman. They were very much about connecting with the people and the audience. And this brings me to my point of AC/DC's only true love song. That song is For Those About to Rock. And the reason that I say that this is a love song is because it's a song of absolute devotion from AC/DC to their fans. If you listen to this song closely and you let it get into your bones, what AC/DC is doing is literally bowing down in front of their fans and saluting them. At the time that they made the song, they were the biggest band in the world. They were just coming off of Back in Black, which continues to be one of the highest selling albums of all time. They had survived the loss of their iconic, charismatic frontman, Bon Scott, and went on to touch an even higher level of fame and glory. And their follow-up to all of this was to do a love song to their fans, to put their fans in the spotlight, to give their fans a taste of the fame they were experiencing, to say, hey, look, it's not about us, it's about you. And this is the key to everything. Now, I want you to listen to something that Angus Young said in an interview back in 1983 about critics and AC/DC's response to critics. Let's listen in.
Give the introduction, but in 1979 I read an article that said that AC/DC is now outselling the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Pink Floyd, Fleetwood Mac, this hard rock band that nobody liked in the early days, the critics I'm speaking of, not the audience. Now, this huge success, Rolling Stone jumping on the bandwagon, how does it make you feel?
No, you went through that, didn't
I guess, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, you know, for the kids it's great, you know. For the critics, well, for them,
you know, it really, it's amazing how critics will go to review a show and they don't like rock and roll, hard rock to begin with, but that they're assigned to cover an AC/DC show. I don't want to spend too much time on critics, but generally speaking, have you had good reviews recently? I mean, has the reviews started to pick up? Because at one time there was very negative reviews on your...
I think it's always been pretty negative from what I get. I mean, we just see a few. You see a few now and again. And, but I mean, the main thing of it all is it's just what the kids come, and the reaction of them, you know, that's the whole important thing. You know, if you're worried all the time about what people say or write about you, you'll never get on with it.
That is the secret to ACDC's success. It's the secret to their longevity. And it is a reason why so many other bands and performers in general often reach up to a height and then fall, is because they lose touch with their fans. They lose touch with what brought them to prominence in the first place. They become convinced that it was something that solely resides within themselves or within the group they play in, and that they don't really need to look at what the fans say in order to go forward. Now, I did a video yesterday on Metallica where Lars Ulrich was talking about the fact that Metallica just does whatever they want. They don't care what their fans want. They don't care what the critics say. They don't care what anybody says. They do what they want to do. They did Load and Reload because that's what they wanted to do. They did Lutalica because that's what they wanted to do. This is the way that they look at things. But if you take what Angus is saying there, hey, you know, for us, the whole point of this is to look to see whether or not the kids are into it, whether or not the fans are into it. That is the heart and soul in AC/DC's only love song for those about to rock. And what makes that song so great is not only the fact that AC/DC wanted to pay a tribute to their fans and created such an incredible rock anthem to do so, but that they mean every single word, every single note of that song is coming from the heart. And if that wasn't the case, the song would feel plastic. It would feel alienating. You would hate it. It wouldn't draw you in. It wouldn't get you up and ready to pump your fist and flash your devil horns, because it's an authentic song from an authentic band, and it's talking about authentic love from the creators to their audience, and from the audience back to the creators. And that is the heart, the soul, and the whole purpose of rock music, is to create that energy of mutual admiration, to raise both the performer and the listener up to a greater height. This is what I think, but what really matters is what you think. So if you have a thought on this or any other topic connected to classic or contemporary music, please drop it in the section below, and remember to like and subscribe. Also, if you're enjoying these videos,